Hello, everybody. Welcome to a smart grasp, explore, and win. Greetings for the day. Let's get started with today's topic. Chapter 3 Coordinate Geometry, Exercise 3.3. In that, first sum, in which quadrant or on which axis do each of the points minus 2, 4, 3, minus 1, minus 1, 0, etc. lie? So they are asking us in which quadrant does these points exist or on which axis. So first let's note down the points. Also they are asking us to verify our answer by locating them on the Cartesian plane. So we have to locate these points on this plane in order to verify them. So we already knew what is the Cartesian plane as we already discussed that in the concept explanation. So now let's straight away solve the sum. As we already discussed in the concept video, if the value of x and y both are plus, then it is in first quadrant. If the value of x is minus and y is plus, it is second quadrant. If the value of both x and y is negative, then it is third quadrant. And if the value of x is positive and y is negative, then it is the fourth quadrant. Now, here we have minus plus, which is second quadrant. In the second point, we have plus minus, which is fourth quadrant. Then we have minus 0. Also, we know that these comes under special cases. That is, if 0, y, some value for y, then it is on the y-axis. If it has some value for x and 0 for y, then it lies on x-axis because the x has the value, so it lies on x-axis. Here we have value for x alone. Therefore, this lies on the x-axis. Next, we have plus plus, which is first quadrant. Then we have minus minus, which is third quadrant. Now let's plot these points on the Cartesian plane to verify it. So you can take a graph sheet and draw the x-axis, y-axis like this, and you can mark the numbers as well. The important part is we are supposed to write the scale. That is, in x-axis, here I have taken 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Even in the graph sheet, you can take the same because each 1 centimeter is one box over there. So 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. The same scale I am using for y-axis as well. In the graph sheet, these axes will not be drawn already. You are supposed to draw it. So here I have drawn this on the board itself. You can use the graph sheet to draw it. Now the first point, minus 2, 4. So in x-axis, minus 2, and in y-axis, we have to look for 4. So here this will be the point which is minus 2, 4. Also we can mark the quadrants so that it will be easy for us to verify it. This will be our first quadrant, second, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. Now, as we already wrote the answer that this belongs to second quadrant, now it is also verified on this Cartesian plane. Moving on to the second point, 3, minus 1. In x-axis, we have to focus 3 and in y-axis, minus 1. Therefore, our point comes here, 3, minus 1. While plotting in the graph, we are supposed to look the lines carefully and plot it accordingly using a sharp pencil in order to make it more presentable. Third, minus 1, 0. So in x-axis minus 1, as there is no value for y, it lies on the x-axis itself here, minus 1, 0. Hence our answer is right again. Next point is 1, 2. In x-axis 1 and in y-axis 2. Therefore, our point comes here, which is first quadrant again, it's right. and the last point -3 comma -5, -3 in x-axis and -5 in y-axis comes here, which is the third quadrant, and also we have written the same. Hence, we have verified all the points by plotting it on this Cartesian plane. Even in the graph sheet, we are supposed to plot the points and write the values just near to the points because it will be helpful for us to verify it easily. Now let's discuss the second sum. Plot the points x, y given in the following table on the plane. We are supposed to plot these points which are given in the table on this plane, choosing suitable units of distance on the axis. We are supposed to choose our own suitable units of distance, that is the scale. So in a graph sheet, let's draw the x-axis and y-axis along with the origin and mark the numbers like this. So as discussed in the first sum, let's take the same scale for the second sum because the values given in the box is also easy for us to plot with the same scale. Taking the scale is just up to us. We can take any scale. Here I'm just taking the same 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. So once the axis is drawn and the numbers are written in the graph sheet, we can straight away start plotting the values. First value is -2, 8. In x-axis -2, in y-axis 8. Therefore, the point comes here. Second value -1, 7. -1 here, 7 from y-axis. So it lies here. -1, 7. Next, in x-axis 0, y-axis -1.25. That is, this point lies on the y-axis because the value of x is 0. So we are supposed to locate -1.25 in the graph. There are 10 lines between 1 and 2. The middle highlighted line is 1.5 because so it is more clearly visible when you see a graph sheet. The middle highlighted line is the 1.5. Now we are supposed to plot 1.25, which lies exactly between 1 and 1.5. So the exact midpoint of 1 and 1.5 is 1.25. Therefore, here lies the -1.25. Hence, this point is the 0, -1.25. Now 1, 3 in x-axis 1 and y-axis 3. So this point comes here. The last point 3, -1 in x-axis 3 and in y-axis -1. Therefore, we will be plotting 3, -1 at this position. Now we have plotted all the given points. As I said already, it is not mandatory to take the same scale. Some might feel difficult to plot decimal values like this. So in that case, you can take 1 centimeter equal to 0.5 unit. That is, after 0, it will come -0.5, then -1, followed by -1.5, and it goes on. So in that case, you can easily mark the middle line of -1 and -1.5 to represent -1.25. Here I didn't take in that fashion because I have the +8 in y-axis. If I take the scale as 1 centimeter equal to 0.5, then my y-axis will go long because 0.51, 1.52, 2.5 and it should reach till 8, which makes my y-axis a very long line. That's why I didn't prefer that particular scale. But it is really not mandatory to follow the same scale. With this, we have completed this exercise.
Thank you all for watching Smart. Grasp, explore, and win. Stay tuned for more videos.